start with a 220 sandpaper, and I just want to get the bluing off, and then I'm going to have some rust spots that are on here that I'm going to get with my wire wheel on the grinder. So the main thing I want to do is try to get the barrel as all the bluing off just by sanding. Now I use the Birchwood Casey rust remover on the last stage after I use the grinder, just to get off any that the grinder wasn't able to get off. If the grinder gets it all off, I don't use it, the Birchwood Casey rust remover. So you know, you just want to wet sand it. I'm fortunate I got a crap sink down here in the basement. My wife doesn't have a moose, but you want to have a place where you can do this and not worry about destroying the the kitchen. Okay, now I'm at the wire wheel. The top of this has ribs in it, and it's very hard to sand those out, so I'm going to hit those ribs. Man, I'll tell you what, one of these days I'll be able to afford a camera that will autofocus. Anyways, there's these ribs on here that I'm going to put in here to get off, and then like I said, on the end of the barrel there is some threads that you can probably see right here that I can't get, and I'm going to go ahead and just get those, and then also around this area right here. There. Those look pretty clean. Now what I'll do is I'll take some steel wool and go over this, and I may use some of that bluing remover because there is still some bluing on here, and get the rest of that off, and then I'll hit it with the 400 grit. This is the Birchwood Casey rust remover and blue remover, and what I do, I just poke a little hole in the top of these. I don't pull that whole thing off so that I can just squirt a little bit out. You don't need a lot of this. You just want to squirt some on, and then you just rub it on, and it'll take off the last of that bluing. And I just use a scrubby pad for this to work. And it stinks, and actually I just thought about something. I really need to be putting my rubber gloves on because something tells me this stuff is like acid, and it's probably not good for my hands. So I'll be right back. And you just want to take some cool water to get all that off. Okay, now I'm going to hit it with my 400 grit. So there's the first stage. Sanding them all down, getting all the bluing off, trying to get the scratches off. I mean, that one's deep. That one, those are deep. We'll see how it comes out when I blue it. I want it to look good, but it's freaking made in 1935, so I'm not going to get it perfect. And there's a bunch of people out there probably going, "Why are you doing this on that gun?" Because I said before, I like my guns to look kind of new. So I'm going to pull the trigger assembly out of the ultrasonic cleaner, do the same thing to it, and then we'll be back when I'm getting ready to prep these things to put into the bluing tank.